see you. It's
Okay.
recording. Go ahead.
Okay, Chris, before we start, um, did you have any police reports on any of these?
I think Lieutenant's going to join us soon. I sent him an email. He said he's going to join us. So
Great.
far, I don't see him in.
Okay. Do we have anyone here from Cafe Colonial Restaurant?
I don't see anybody from them.
Okay. Pararanda,
La
Bar
Paranda, yes,
Restaurant.
they're present.
They're here?
Yes.
Okay, why don't we start with them? Who's representing them?
Go ahead, guys. You can speak.
Okay, so it's Mr. Adriana Terrazas, and then I'm just here on behalf to translate.
Oh, okay, thank you very much. And your name is?
My name is Maria.
Translate. Maria what, please?
Maria Romero.
Okay, now we haven't had an opportunity to look at these locations. The only one I know offhand, of course, is Colonial. So what we're gonna do here tonight is ask you about your restaurant, how you're working, how long you've been there, and but everything is gonna be contingent upon our visit, because we do have to visit your location to find out exactly if you have the things in place that we need. So even if we say, okay, it's going to be contingent upon our visit, and that'll go before the full board, okay?
Okay.
Chairman,
Well, you can
sorry
tell
to
her.
interrupt. Yeah, Chairman, sorry to interrupt. I sent all the documentation email to you guys. So if you open your emails, you have all the documentation that was submitted from La Paranda.
And Chris, we see now.
No, it's not the documentation I'm concerned about.
Okay,
It's
I'm
the
just
actual
letting you
premise.
know. Just letting you know.
No, that's fine. And we'll ask the questions, and again, we do have to make an in-person visit because we do have to find out about your structure. We do have to find out if you have means of egress, if your doors are properly put together so that they open from the inside to the outside. We do have to make sure your signage is proper. So there are things that we have to look at before we can say yes. Do we understand?
Yes, we understand.
Okay, great. So let's hear about La Paranda. How long have you been in business?
3 años.
3 years.
3 years. And are you the only owners?
Yes.
And is there a partnership, or just she's the only owner?
Tú eres el único dueño, ¿verdad?
Sí.
Yes. He's the only
Yeah.
owner.
She's the only owner. Okay, that's great. And you serve alcohol, wine, beer?
Yes.
Okay. And what's the occupancy? What's the capacity of for people? How many people
70.
can you fit in there?
70.
70 people?
Yes.
Do you serve food?
Yes.
Do you have a kitchen that's operating?
Yes.
Do you have an air conditioning?
Yes.
Is that an air conditioning that goes out to the street, or is that in-house air conditioning?
Sí.
In ceiling air conditioning.
Central unit?
Yes.
Okay. And how many employees do you have?
¿Cuántos empleados?
5.
5.
5?
5 employees.
And what are your hours now?
¿Cuáles son los horarios?
Ahorita es a las 12, pero anteriormente teníamos hasta las 3.
12 a 12.
No, sí, ahorita de 12. 12 a
Sí,
12.
12 to 12.
12 noon to 12 midnight?
Yes, because of the pandemic.
Oh, what are your normal hours that you will go back to?
After the pandemic, we will be going back to 12 p.m. to 3 a.m.
Every day or just Saturday, Sunday, Monday? Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Viernes, sábado y domingo.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
And the rest of the
Okay.
week?
Entre la semana.
A la 1.
Until 1 a.m.
1 a.m.? Okay.
Yes.
Sí.
Have you had any problems there? Any police calls?
No.
Nada.
Okay, now my board, would anyone like to ask their questions? Go ahead.
No,
Yes.
To my recollection, if I'm not wrong, and they can correct me, this is the place that his brother got killed by somebody that didn't want to be served alcohol because he was intoxicated. If I remember very well, that person came out from Los Primos and went to their restaurant. He was intoxicated, asked to be served alcohol, and his brother, may he rest in peace because I don't think he's alive anymore, didn't serve him and the guy shot him. Am I correct?
Yes, but that was before our ownership. That was when it was I believe under the ownership of the Rey de Copas.
Right, okay.
So that was
But
prior
that
to
was your
3
brother,
years
right?
ago.
That was his brother? Was his brother or not?
I'm not sure. No.
No
No,
somos nada.
okay. Okay,
Okay.
so then,
Can I ask a few questions, Joe?
Let's try.
Yeah. First of all, you have an egress at the back to go outside of this establishment.
Can you repeat that?
Egress. I said if you guys have an egress to lead at the back, exit them in case there's a
way
fire in
out.
front of the.
No, sí.
Yes.
Salida de X, sí.
And secondly, you all have a kitchen. You all have a hood that sucks the air out.
Yes, we have a kitchen hood.
And who serves your kitchen hood?
¿Quién hace el servicio?
Master Fire.
Master Fire.
Okay.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. El que limpia los filtros.
Uh-huh.
No, esa Soriano, Puebla.
Our company named Soriano Puebla.
And they come every 3 months to do that cleaning?
Sí,
Yes.
sí.
And they're licensed, of course, aren't they?
Yes.
They are, okay.
Sí son licenciados. ¿No?
Sí.
And
Okay.
do you have camera in this establishment?
Can you repeat that? I couldn't hear you.
Do you have camera in your establishment?
Yes.
Okay. And you have exit sign shows where in case there's a fire in front, you exit at the back, or if
Yes.
there's a fire at the back, you exit in front. All right. And emergency lights, like,
Yes.
all right. But bear
And
in mind, someone will visit this establishment to make sure everything is fine.
Yeah, I completely understand.
Okay.
Where do you hang your liquor license?
¿A dónde ponen?
En front de la barra.
In front of the bar.
In front of the bar? Okay.
Yes.
You have a sit-down bar, is that correct?
Yes.
Any other questions?
Oh, I have a
Yes.
The
question.
officer?
What
Joe?
is the class change referring to?
Right. I
of
saw
the
that.
liquor license?
Class change?
Yeah, it
Yeah, it's
says
on
it on the agenda. Maybe Chris knows.
Yeah, I'm not completely sure.
Did you change from having
Joanne,
wine
let's not
and
for
beer
them.
to alcohol also?
No, under
Es
so
renew.
guys,
yeah, it's just
guys,
renewing
this
the.
is- Guys,
It's-
this is La
Not
Paranda.
for
You're
them.
talking about El Torito. You're getting confused with the people. This is La
Second.
Paranda. This is the renewal.
Yeah.
Look at the agenda. We're talking about La Paranda, not El Torito.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not looking for a change.
The renewal.
Okay.
Yeah. The way, yeah. I
They're not
see.
looking for a change. Okay, do I have any other questions?
Joe?
Yeah, go
Question
ahead.
two. What is the capacity of the establishment?
Said it before.
She said
Uh,
something.
70
Okay.
people.
When a person comes in, do they go right up to the bar, or do they get anything checked or asked anything?
They go through security first, and then they're allowed to go onto the bar.
And you have a verifier, a ID verifier?
In other words, for
scanner?
underage.
Yeah, a scanner.
So the bar, like the security would check the ID outside before they come in.
Okay, that's it, Joe.
Okay, thanks, Bob.
Me van a llamar o tengo que ser allá.
Do we have any other questions?
One quick question. When you guys come to doing the inspection of the property, are we gonna know ahead of time, or is this gonna be a surprise inspection?
It's going to be surprised.
Okay, the surprise.
So, pero necesito estar allá.
Do I need to be present so I can be there?
Well, actually, this is an observation. So we're
Okay.
not really going to have to speak that much. It'll be what we see.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, so you don't need to be there. So, but contingent on that and contingent on our visit, I'd like to make a motion that we approve this contingent upon our visit.
I second it, Joe.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 All opposed?
We,
None opposed? Okay,
None opposed.
so contingent on our visit, and we will notify you right away, right after the board meeting. Okay?
Joe, quick
Okay.
question. Quick question. This is Darrell Bowen. I just
Go,
wanted to
Darrell.
know, did we approve the meetings for April 2021? I think did we miss that?
April 2021.
21.
The meeting minutes from last meeting that we had.
Oh, we
Oh,
didn't.
that
The agenda, gentlemen, read the agenda. Number one, review. of
Yeah, we
April
bypassed
21.
that. We have to do that.
You're right. So, who wants to make a motion that we approve the minutes? Unless
I'll make a
there's
motion.
changes in the minutes. Darrell, do you
Okay.
see any changes in the minutes?
No, I actually see that. I was looking at the minutes. I got a chance to review it briefly. No, it looks straightforward from what we did.
Okay. So the motion is to approve the minutes. Can I have a second?
I
I'll
second it, Joe.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Don't worry, Darrell. And the next one, I'll put in any comments. Okay. Any discussion?
No problem.
Okay. Thank you very much for coming in. We appreciate it. Keep up the good work. And again, between now and early next week, we will stop in. Okay?
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you so much. We
Have a good
understand.
night. Bye-bye.
Bye now. Okay. Next place is nobody from Continental. El Torito, Mexican Corporation, 2132 Kruger Avenue. Liquor, wine, beer, and cider. Do we have a representative from El Torito?
I don't see them. They just changing the class license, meaning from just wine and beer to full liquor.
Okay, well, that's a big change. The police here yet?
I don't see them.
Okay. Well, based on that, that's going to be tabled.
Okay.
And I make a motion, we table this until we have a representative and we have an inspection. Can I get a second?
I second it, Joe.
Any discussion? Okay.
Yeah, I have
Anybody
agree with you
opposed?
that, no,
That's it. Straw, you had something to say?
no, I say I agree with you. I mean,
Oh,
we
okay.
should table it, we will table it.
Joe, point of information.
Yeah,
How much time do you have to vote on this before it goes right to the SLA and there'll be no input from the board?
well,
Good question.
before we can send anything to the SLA, we have to take this before the entire board. So
I agree with you.
we
But-
will make a determination before then.
Chris, when did the application come in? Because you have, I believe, 60 days to vote on it, if not sooner.
You have 30 days actually, because 30 days after we are informed, they have the right to put it in. Because that's what's called the 30-day notice. I don't have the information with me at this moment. It's in the office, but I can look into it.
There's no way we can vote
Oh.
on this because we have no information on this. We have no representative to tell us exactly what's going on. And we have not made an on-site inspection. So we cannot vote on it.
So I think Lieutenant is here.
Oh, Lieutenant's
So
here?
maybe he can speak on it. Yeah.
Okay. Lieutenant, are you there? Hello? Is he muted? Chris, you want to check and see if he's muted?
He can unmute himself. I sent him a unmute request. He has to unmute
Oh,
himself.
okay.
LT, can you hear us?
Hey, Chris, I'm sorry I'm late today. Something
Yes,
got a little
yes,
busy over
good.
here.
No, don't worry about it. Welcome, welcome.
Okay,
Thank you.
not a problem. Hi, Lou. How are you?
How are you?
Good, thank you.
Great.
Listen, since you are here, I'm wondering if you have any input on the El Torito Mexican Corporation, 2132 Kruger Avenue. Their representative is not here. Do you have anything on your reporting?
No, we do not have any negative police interactions with them. Nothing that I can report personally.
Mhm. Okay, well, we still need a representative and we still need to inspect it. So it's still gonna have to be tabled.
Chris, did they
Okay.
fill out an application for this place? That we can look at
Again?
the application. Did they fill out an application for this place? Like talk about what they do, you know, like what they have, how many people in their business, what time they open.
Oh, yeah,
Usually
the
when we
30-day
do,
notice you're talking about.
yeah, remember the thing that they fill out before they come to the
You
board?
mean questionnaire?
Questionnaire. I'm
Questionnaire.
sorry, questionnaire.
Oh, they haven't filled it out.
Oh, they didn't. So that's the one. So then
Yeah.
we tabled it already. So we have to visit this place.
Yeah, and we have to speak to them. Okay. Now we have still no one from Colonial, right? Lieutenant, do you have anything negative or positive to say about the Colonial Restaurant on White Plains Road, 2070 White Plains Road?
No, Mr. Thompson, I don't. We have no negative interactions with them. So I cannot give you anything.
Yeah, well, I know the place pretty well. They've been in business, I don't know, at least 8 or 9 years. And when I was working on the avenue, there was never any problems there. But I would still like to have a representative here, and I would still like to look at it. I never checked for egresses in those days. But as far as the clientele and as far as the operation is concerned, they're pretty much above board. So why don't we just table this until the general meeting, and we'll take a look at it, and we'll pay him a visit. So let's table it until then.
I
Can I
second
get a
it.
second on that? All in favor?
Aye.
Any discussion on, anyone opposed? Okay, so that's tabled. Now, the Oak Park Venue 2. Do we have a representative here from Oak Park? No, not yet. Well, I did visit this location, and I did speak to the ownership. They're pretty much in partnership. The young lady that was here is the owner, and her partner is the person who also owns the building. If you go inside, it's a gorgeous building. They sank a lot of money into it. It looks great. The people themselves are cooperative. They're nice people, but they have a big problem. And their biggest problem is that even though there are two doors in the front, which are the only ways out, they're
Wow.
pretty much close together. They're like 10 feet apart. And the secondary door, you have to open that, and there's a little corridor that leads out to the front. The problem is they have stationary pipes and equipment that's there. So even if you got that little door open, if you weighed more than 125 pounds, there's no way in the world you could get out. Now, I spoke to
Wow.
them. It's a fact, because I couldn't get out. Anyway, they said they were going to make changes in that structure. And again, these people seem like pretty decent people, and but that's a big problem. The big problem is that both doors are pretty much close to each other, and the secondary door is a door where if you weighed 150 pounds and you were the first one in there, nobody else could follow you because you couldn't get out. They said they were going to make some changes, and I said, well, that's one of the things you're going to have to do.
Correct.
Now, I do have a police report on that. Lieutenant, I think these were your guys, and we had a meeting here at the board with them, and they had visited this location several times. And unfortunately, when they visited the location, they didn't have a liquor license, but they had people that brought their own bottles in. And they were over capacity for this place, according to the police. Now, I'm pretty sure that they would kind of obey the rules because they made a substantial investment in this place. The first floor, maybe it holds 75 people. They have a downstairs room, which is like a little, just a little comfort room with a sofa and a chair and a couple of other things. But there's no way out of that either, except to walk up the stairs. In good conscience, I personally like the people, and I think they're hardworking people. They mean to do well, but unfortunately, they have a situation where if there is a fire, then nobody's getting out because all of this is at the front. There is no way out the back, the roof, the sides, and it's only these two means of egress. I don't know. I would have to deny it. I would have to make a motion to deny it. Maybe they said they were going to do some construction, but if that construction is not done by the time we take this before the board, then I would have to deny this. I would have to suggest we deny this. Any
So
comments?
Joe,
Any questions?
Joe, yes, Joe. When you went over there and it says 75 people, are they have sprinkler system?
No.
Well, yes, I will deny it too. Because after
Again.
75 people, if it's over 75 people, you have to have sprinkler system, or there have to be an egress at the back or something, which they don't have.
cool.
So
According to the team that went over there, the police team that went over there, the place was packed over 75. But again, maybe it's the lack of knowledge. I don't know.
okay.
And I hate to have anybody make that kind of investment and be denied, but I'm just looking at the long term, the long run, and I'm saying something happens. There's a fire. We've got a lot of dead people. So that's my motion, and I'll ask for a second.
I'll
Joe?
second.
Joe,
Okay. Yeah.
can I say a few things?
Well, if you're going to talk about the place next door, they do have a school for people, handicapped people, and but I understand that closes before this place opens. Do you
That's
have
not a
something
factor.
else, Robert?
As
Mhm.
long as it's a freestanding school, it can't be put next to a freestanding school. Now, the other thing is it's a former house of worship that was converted about 1 year ago.
Okay.
As far as people drinking, bringing their own alcohol in, people are allowed to bring in their own liquor into a restaurant, in case you don't know.
No, I didn't
and-
say they weren't allowed.
Okay.
I just said
And
that's
there
what
are-
they did.
Okay, and there are such things as one-day special permits from the SLA. So that's all I wanted you to know. But as long as there's a freestanding school next to it, it should not be allowed. And whatever you, for any reason that you want to deny it, you must put it in writing.
Oh, we will. We will. So that's our position.
Mr. Press,
And,
after everything goes to the full board and it's voted there exactly 1 day after, I email the SLA all the information, especially when it comes to about motions that are made about liquor licenses.
Okay.
Every month, after the meeting is done, the full board meeting. Because often we've seen cases in which the committee passes for yes and the full board nay it down. So without the full board voting, we cannot do anything on none of them. But they get an email every month if any motions passes.
Okay, Lieutenant,
So-
do you have anything? Oh, Straw, do you finish?
I said we have a second, so you open for discussion. Anybody have anything to say?
Lou, do you have anything to add?
Unfortunately, we've had about 4 incidents now with them. These have been documented through LA reports. There has also been an arrest that was made at the location. And unfortunately, Sergeant Salce Alaman's not in today. He will be able to provide you more detailed information on the arrest because he was there to observe personally what was going on. But basically, this gentleman was brought into the precinct. Sergeant Salce Alaman had to sit down, spoke to the guy, and tell him what the rules were, how they were expected to go about the venue, and how they're supposed to follow the rules. And they were aware. They were aware of capacity. They were aware of the hours they're supposed to be within, and they took it upon themselves numerous times to disobey those rules, and which led to the arrest, where they were basically operating as a bottle club, selling bottles, VIP section, full-blown DJ, overcapacity. There was numerous things going on that they were aware of, that they were not allowed to do, and still to do it.
Okay, I'm glad you put that on the record. Thank you very much for that, Lou.
You're welcome.
So the motion has been made and second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 All opposed? Okay, then the motion carries. We still don't have anybody from Cafe Colonial. Okay.
Oh, sir.
Okay. So what we're gonna do is, we're gonna take a look at these places that we put on hold. And I'd like somebody to come with me. Anybody who's free between, tomorrow and Friday at around 6 o'clock. I'd like you to come with me and take a look at a couple of these places yourself. So is anyone free? You are, Strauss?
Joe, I could come with you, Joe. Say 6 o'clock?
6
Or
o'clock,
we
yeah.
have to get a reach up spot, or maybe you can pick me up. I don't know.
I'll pick you up.
All right, I'll give you the
Okay.
address.
So is that tomorrow or Friday, Strauss?
Tomorrow will be better day.
Okay. And tomorrow it is 6 o'clock.
You
And
pick me up
we'll
and
look
you
at
come.
the other places. Okay, that'll be good.
No problem. Great.
Any new business?
All business first, no, Joe?
Not
We
on
have
my
remember
calendar, but old business, go ahead.
remember the last meeting that we have, somebody we were supposed to go inspect, I don't remember the place. And we were supposed to vote on it this month. There's one that we didn't vote on the last time.
I think
was
that's the
Veronica?
Oak Park one.
Oh, that's the Oak Park one, yeah. I know we did that. Did we have something else?
Oh, that's about it.
No, that was the only one.
The only one? Okay, thank you. Let's see. All right. Anybody have anything else to add? Anything you want to talk about? Anything you want to do that's in the realm of economic development? We don't have to just pass on bars and restaurants. Anything that has to do with economics, we can look at.
In terms of the
Okay,
bid,
I have a quick, I'm sorry, Darrell, go ahead.
thanks, Chris. In terms of the bid, when is the next time they're gonna be on our meeting to discuss some more information about what's going on in our community in terms of business? That's one. And two, I was just curious about, we have a lot of like, how can we work with small business owners a little better to, fill some of these vacancies and all these businesses that are like vacant, What efforts can we put forward?
Well, we can, every bid has a meeting and different times. We can ask to be part of those meetings. I know for years I was part of the White Plains Road bid. I would come in and sit in on their meetings while I was doing the economic development. So anyone who would like to sit in on those meetings, we'll just contact them, find out when they meet, and anyone who's available and wants to sit in, please do. As I said before, I did that for years with the White Plains Road bid. So that wouldn't be a problem, and I doubt very seriously, definitely with Morris Park, but the other bids also. I doubt that would be a problem of having you sit in on them. So
Yeah, just go to
I
the
will
next
find out
Sure.
That's a good idea.
for the next meeting.
All right, thank you.
I'll find out when they're
Yeah.
meeting. Oh, Veronica?
Veronica.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, prior to the pandemic, there was a couple of workshops for small business owners and people that were interested in opening up their own business. We should look and see if any of those are starting up again, so we can maybe offer it to our community for anyone who's looking to open up or anyone who needs help with their small business.
Okay, we can do that. Usually they get in touch with the bid if they're looking. Well, they have to get in touch with the bid if they're looking. Which reminds me of something, but anyway, so I will find out when they're having their next meeting Not just the bids, but the merchants associations. Because we only have 2 bids. Morris Park and White Plains Road. We have several merchant associations. So you would be
Yeah, Allison
interested in those
International Merchants.
also.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Allison International Merchants, we meet on the first Tuesday of every month. So if anyone's ever interested in coming and joining our meeting, they're more than welcome to.
And thank you, Veronica. So if you're interested in Morris, oh gosh, you made me forget. But if you're interested in Veronica's meeting, please just reach out to her and find out when she's meeting, and introduce yourself and sit in, and anything you can do, because they have plenty of problems over there. So anything that you think that the board can help with, that you bring it in and we look it over and see if we can do, if we can be of some help. Arlington has been pretty good. They really haven't had that many businesses that have closed. Have a lot of long-standing businesses, so they've been pretty good. White Plains Road, on the other hand, has been very needy. They've lost at least 8 businesses, and they've only put in 2 new businesses. So the next time they're meeting, then Darrell, you'll be most welcome to sit in on it, and anyone else who would like to. Okay, so the next meeting.
Veronica, can I suggest something, if possible? Can Jean come around, give a quick presentation about how the pandemic has affected the Allerton International Association? I'm sorry if I said it wrong.
That's okay. Yeah, I can definitely ask him to do that. He could put something together, and I'll see if he's available maybe for the next meeting.
Beautiful. Let me know, and if Jean is
That's
willing to
good.
do that, we can do it next month.
Next month. Huh?
Mhm.
Yes, definitely. I'll let you know.
Okay, all right.
Joe?
Does anyone else have anything?
If none of your board members have anything, I'd like to say something.
Go ahead, Robert.
Okay, to answer Darrell's question, when Burger King went out, I have a friend who has a very successful burger place in Riverdale, and he wanted to go in there, but I had to contact the owner of the property, and they said they only wanted a chain store in there. They didn't want an independent store coming in, as a second or third store, but they wanted a chain store, much like a Wendy's, they said. So that's one of the problems. You have a landlord who wants only chain stores there, and no independents. And while the lieutenant's still here, Lieutenant, can you update on the crime stats on White Plains Road in the bid area?
Is he muted? Lieutenant? He must be muted. Maybe he muted himself.
Mr. Thompson, I'm here.
Can you
Oh, there-
update committee on the crime stats in the bid area on White Plains Road?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch.
Can you update the committee on the crime that's going on White Plains Road between Pelham Parkway in the bid area?
Well, lately in White Plains Road, between Pelham Parkway and, for example, Lydig Avenue, we've been having numerous GLAs, commercial establishments, people stopping really quick to go inside, leave their cars running outside, keys in the ignition. They are literally people out there waiting for this to occur. So people are jumping in the cars, driving off. We've provided presence. We've gone into the stores themselves to educate the owners, to educate the customers on what is currently going on. It's helped to a certain extent, but it's still continuously happening. Lighting itself, it has its moments where, as I'm sure we all know, we have quality of life issues going on. We try our best to provide presence. Unfortunately, sometimes things get a little busy out there and we can't provide as much presence as we would like. But We've had a robbery here and there. Recently, unfortunately, we had a murder. Lydia Kruger. That was a personal situation between the victim and the perpetrator. So it should be an isolated situation. But outside of issues on Light Egg, outside of the GLA issues on White Plains Road, I can't really say that we're having an excessive amount of violence or excessive amount of crime. So there's nothing new to report.
I have a question
Yes.
about White Plains Road. I understand there's a lot of vendors there. I know that for a fact. And I know that the NYPD is not supposed to respond to complaints anymore about the vendors, the unlicensed vendors.
Right.
Does anyone know what is being done about that? I know it was supposed Department of Consumer Affairs and they didn't assign anyone.
Yeah.
And I know people who just won't go there because of the vendors.
Right. So unfortunately, a lot of the avenues that we were able to use to remove the vendors have been taken away from us.
Right.
We literally, at this moment, all we can literally do is speak to them and ask them kindly to leave and not come back. They can choose to do that. They can choose not to. We have no legal means where we can actually remove them. So that's currently where we stand right now. With presence, with engaging them, we try to pretty much get them to understand that it's not the best area for them. Some people,
Well, thank you.
like I said,
It's
some people acknowledge it,
yeah.
some people don't.
Well, that's a big problem. But as far as theft, as far as pickpockets, as far as petty theft from stores, you don't see any type of a trend there. Am I understanding that correctly?
Yes, no, you're correct. Like I said, White Plains is a major corridor for us, the major commercial corridor. We try to provide as much presence as possible. And we like to believe that that presence at times, or for most times, helps us to avoid the major burglaries and major commercial thefts and major commercial robberies that occur other places.
Okay. Does anybody have anything else you want to bring up or talk about?
I just want to ask the lieutenant, have you seen exacerbation of crime since the pandemic began from last year to now? Have you seen an increase as social and economical unrest in certain areas of the Bronx? I was just curious about that.
No, honestly, I can't say I have. To be quite honest, when the pandemic first started, crime went down. And crime was down, at least in the 4-9 precinct. Crime was down for quite a while during the pandemic. Obviously, it started in March, eventually went into winter. Obviously, the cold weather helps. But now, the summertime starting, crime is slowly increasing throughout the city. It's a small increase in the 4-9 in comparison. We do have certain pockets within the 4-9 where we're seeing spikes of violence at times. This is not the White Plains area. This is not the residential areas. These are small pockets. Some of the housing developments are seeing issues at the moment that we are addressing. But as far as commercial establishment, commercial corridors and major residential corridors, we are not seeing any type of increased crime or violence.
Okay.
Hopefully it does stay that way. We do
Hopefully,
notice
we're trying our best. We're absolutely trying our best.
Hopefully.
Right, because during the summer, we already know, as mask mandates and all that stuff loosens up. My only concern is the summer. Hopefully we don't get into too much trouble with some of the younger of us in the community.
Right.
Teens and young adults. I can see this being a future problem.
Right. Well, we definitely know the trends. We definitely know where certain things are more likely to happen. And with that, we try to make our deployment as intelligent as possible where we can address those places as best to our ability.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
Thank you.
Appreciate that very much. And just keep us informed, please.
Absolutely. we
and
will.
keep the board informed.
Absolutely.
thank you.
Anyone has anything else? If not, I make a motion that we close our meeting.
I second it, Joe.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, thank you very much, everyone. And again, as soon as Straw and I take a look at these businesses, we're gonna send it out to the rest of the committee. Okay? All right.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
record-
Good night, everybody.
Take care,
8:20.
everybody.
Good night.
Stay
We're
well.
closing it.
Good night.
Have a nice
Good
day. Have a
night.
nice evening, everybody. Take care.
You
Yeah,
too, Chris.
Thanks,
You have a good
Chris.
time too.